Coming to you live from the top floor of the OBB Corporate Tower in downtown Coral Gables. You're listening to the top-rated American football podcast in countries that don't play American football. Ain't that some shit? These are the Orange Bowl Boys.
Brought to you by Ed Morse. Join the over 2 million people that are backed by Morse. Visit edmorse.com.
Here's Toast, Roman, and Scoop.
Welcome to the Mario era, chapter 63.
63 Mario, it's a Mario. Hey, we're back up from a spring break and we're practicing. We're practicing. Got me some cheeseburgers. What's up, boys?
We got pads on, boys. We got pads on.
Yeah, some pads on.
Right?
Some pads on. It's a lot of there's a lot of good news coming out from down there. From the people I talked to anyway. I'm excited. I'm excited to share a little.
Before we get into football and the other nonsense and stuff that we talk about on a weekly basis, we got to throw some congratulations out because while this isn't about to become a basketball pod, South Florida, you can make the argument, is the basketball capital right now when it comes to college, because I'm not sure if you were aware, but in addition to FAU, Miami men and women, have you heard about Nova Southeastern?
No.
Nova Southeastern won in the Division II Final Four today, so they're going to be playing in the final, I believe, tomorrow, bringing to the table their record of 35-0.
What?
Nova? Go Nova Southeastern.
Yes, the Sharks, bro. Sharks men's basketball are about to are trying to go 35-0 and win a national title.
Can I ask you a more pertinent question in that? How have they played 35 games?
Well, I mean, all college, generally, even Division I's, if you win them all, then you're pretty much playing a 30-game season. Then you got your tournament, and so yeah, you win them all.
A lot of games.
It's a lot of games.
So I want to talk to the single men out there, young men, the gigolos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you play guitar a little bit. I would recommend just go to the quad on their campus, by the law school, play your little heart out, bro. It's just a good, attractive feel to land it. Just make sure she's not a divorce attorney. That's it. You'll thank me later. Okay, carry on basketball. Let's go.
There we go.
35-0. Nova.
I just want to throw that out there.
Playing for the Division II Natty.
Yeah. And I believe that game will be on TV tomorrow.
Is it called D2?
Yes, D2.
R2?
R2.
There you go.
Is that only in football?
R2.
FCS?
I think so, yeah. Remember, it used to be Division II in football.
Yeah, that's
Three.
because that's what makes sense. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe it was deemed offensive when you called them D2, so they just said FCS.
Maybe so. Yeah,
something like that.
Ahead of the
known formally
ahead
as
of the
D2.
culture. That's right. Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right, cool.
So what's going on with you boys?
It is spring break for some, and I've been working a lot because wasn't my spring break, and I love it because hey, can you cover for me during this date? And I'm like always that guy, right? Yeah, sure, bud, because they're great when they do. And I look, I'm like, shit, it was spring break all week. So yeah, I'm on shift like 5 of the 7 days.
Well, at least you're not on shift down in South Beach.
Oh my goodness, what a zoo!
Jesus, dude.
Well, they never, we've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Growing up here, Fort Lauderdale, Broward babies, right? Fort Lauderdale used to be the spring break capital of the world, and it has like a short shelf life because it's just too crazy. You mix alcohol and like hormones. People do dumb stuff. They get arrested. They shoot up the place, and then those places just get rid of spring break. So, Miami, do yourself a favor, get rid of spring break. Because it's not going to end well.
They could never get rid of spring break.
Miami can. They put in curfews. That's
they
getting
could,
rid
but
of
they won't.
Break.
Yeah, it totally works.
Yeah.
Just do all the dumb stuff. They start drinking earlier, do all the dumb stuff earlier, and then the curfew doesn't matter.
Puke and rally. Just put some beer in the cornflakes.
Dude, I just saw a video of people randomly just doing body suplexes onto hoods of cars. I'm like, oh my God. To be 22 and stupid again.
today's
you know, it makes me think. It's like I see some of these people, and this is so bad. It's so bad of me to think this personally about myself. I see some of these people doing certain things, and I think to myself, my God, that looks painful. Like, I would never be able to do that.
Not now at our age.
No, but that's the problem. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, I see certain people jumping over certain things, and I think to myself, I can't even get my feet that high anymore.
Dude, I saw Anthony Richardson do that jump up high thing, and I literally just watching it, I pulled a hamstring.
The other day, I was like doing something. I felt my hip kind of like go, ow. And that was 3 weeks ago. And I'm still going, ow. I don't know what I did.
Bro, I'm pretty sure that I mildly sprained my knee 2 weeks ago bowling with my nephew.
Yeah. Don't get old, folks.
Oh, my God.
Father Time waits for no man.
Oh, and he's undefeated. Sure. He's like undefeated. Nova Southeastern basketball.
Yeah, exactly. Go South Florida B-ball.
There you go.
You know, in terms of all like the big three schools, because we don't even acknowledge the other school from Orlando. Legitimately, like Miami's been to the Sweet 16 more than any other school. Like, let's go basketball school. Yes. All right.
Listen,
go Jim Larinaga.
You go back and listen to this pod a couple years ago, and there was a point when I was like, I think the old man's got to go, and I was advocating for that. And Blake obviously do nothing, AD, so nothing happened. He let Coach L stay, and he turned it around, and he is friggin' man. It's a great crowning achievement for his career. He is. Listen, he's about. I think he just become he's going to become Miami's all-time wins leader, or just did.
I don't think he's Miami's, but I think he did get to like a milestone, like in terms of wins, when you take his other career. And you got to think too, that little FBI kind of farce Miami ended up they didn't get indicted or anything, or they didn't give. Can you imagine what he could accomplish if that didn't get in the way? I mean, that took a good, healthy like couple seasons away from him.
Ruined his roster.
That's why he had it did.
That's why he had one player. There was one point we had one player.
Yeah. Exactly. But the one thing I'm going to say, be prepared, Miami, because it's already starting. Because you see all these other coaches, the NIL, and immediately they go ahead and they point right at Miami. The NIL, it's ruining basketball. All the blue bloods are pissed. Oh, damn, Miami. And like I said, we were building the roster the right way, and then none of the blue bloods ever get caught for anything. Miami gets caught for like sneakers or something like that. Let's shut the program down. We get sent back to like the 40s in terms of like our basketball roster. Now we get NIL. We're a little competitive, right? Did you see that Alabama thing where the one kid, he's getting in trouble, right?
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get away.
But how Nick Saban said there's no such thing as wrong place, wrong time.
Right, which is complete bullshit. Yes, there is a complete thing as wrong place and wrong time.
You know what he was doing there, though, dude? He was taking a shot at the basketball team and Brandon Miller and the head coach. Because he said Brandon Miller was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. And Nick Saban was taking a shot at him, which is fucking beautiful.
Right. Well, that part's good. But the fact of the matter is, did you see the car?
I did,
getaway car? Talk about NIL and under the table. It was a Dodge Charger, Nick. Shut up. It's always Dodge Chargers, Nick. Shut up, Nick.
Ro, you talk about the Blue Bloods being pissed off, and there was an op-ed, I guess, in the New York Times today, written by the president and AD of Notre Dame, calling on Congress to step in and save college sports from this NIL monstrosity that is just gonna cause them to have to. This is Notre Dame crying poverty. We're gonna have to stop, women's field hockey and stuff like that. They literally wrote an op-ed about this, calling on Congress to fix everything. Fuck
NBC.
you.
Is this the same Notre Dame NBC kind of alliance that they take a one-way market share and they refuse to share with its ACC members?
$100+ million deal. Yeah.
Go ahead, ACC. Kick them out. Just the whole thing. We don't need you anymore. Kick them out. Kick them out. Yeah, of course they're going to go to Congress. It was the state legislature that essentially put the NIL market back into place. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if the federales come in and
$100 million from NBC, and they wouldn't support the head coach's choice for an offensive coordinator and pay a buyout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's I still think that is, man. I every now and then I'll think about. I'm like, man, that is what a. I would have such. I would be so bitter.
Well, I mean, but like they never would have pulled that with Brian Kelly.
No.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
like this dude.
So is this more nefarious?
I think it's more nefarious. Yeah, I think it's more nefarious. I actually freaking do. I absolutely do. I do, because I don't think they would have pulled it with Bob Davey.
It could be.
I don't think.
I don't know if it's,
listen.
You know,
there's
it's
silver
that or
lining
the
to this
fact
story.
that they
though.
know that he's just too grateful to
Nah.
have the job and won't cause a ruckus like Brian Kelly would have.
Who knows? Who knows?
There's silver lining here. He's got Al Golden at DC.
He's got the time.
Everything is great. That's what they really want. It wasn't nefarious. They're like, listen, you got Al Golden. It doesn't matter who your OC is. We're gonna bargain basement this because you got Al Golden, buddy. You're
That's
gonna
right.
win all day.
That's right.
All you need is
You're
17
going to give up
points.
6 points a game.
I heard they were gonna get Josh Gaddis. I did, because his 19 points would like they'd go undefeated. They'd be
They
Nova
would.
Southeastern. They'd be the Sharks with Josh Gaddis. That's how good Al Golden at DC is.
I love the fact that Loxley hires Josh Gaddis
Yeah.
when they had a public beef for like 2 years about who called plays, who didn't call plays, who put the game plans together, who didn't put the game plans together. Like they literally had a public squabble. And he
But
goes
him
and he
hiring-
hires him.
But him hiring him is like that ultimate, when that guy puts his like hand on the other guy's shoulder, like he's at a point of elevation. He's like, I know you need a job, bud. And
Yeah,
Elias
yeah.
just puts his hand on, like who's sitting at a table while he's standing.
Such
it's
a
that,
weird.
It's that ultimate boss move to let him know
Yeah.
like where the hierarchy stands. So he's basically whispering to him, I know you didn't call plays before, and you're not going to call plays again.
That's right. 100%.
Welcome aboard. Dude, I was in the OBB chat earlier. It's been like spring, a lot of transitional things, trying to get the ducks in a row, all this stuff. So I jumped back in there, and speaking of Josh Gaddis, but I'm like, and I said it, and I don't want to bring this up, but I was like, dude, that guy literally set back people's emotions like 10 years. He literally did. His performance as offensive coordinator has sucked the life out of the room. And as happy as I am at the direction that Mario's going to, air raid and stuff like that, and I'm sure we'll talk about some of the quotes he made on Joe Rose's show, which a lot of them I found fascinating. I'll tell you this right now: Josh Gaddis still sucked the life out of me. He really did. He was like an orange and green soul sucking leech.
Yeah.
He sucked my soul out.
Let's
go over to Green Tree.
It was no. So I wanted to bring this up. I just thought about this. You were talking about the ultimate boss move, which is putting your hand on the shoulder, and basically saying, just like you didn't do last time, and I can do it now either. On TikTok, which I don't get on TikTok very much because
Chinese?
it's like you can't get off of it.
Right. You're on for once you're on for like these 20
Once you're on
minutes.
it, it's for like 2 hours. So like I don't, because it's incredibly entertaining. Some really, really funny comedic stuff.
Enjoy it
on
while
there
you
that I
have it.
love. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they've been saying that for years, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, a lot of stuff that comes on to my, I don't even know what you call
Feed?
it. My feed, maybe my page,
okay.
is interviews of wrestlers. And they talk, man, it's fascinating. They talk and they show behind the scenes stuff, and they tell you all the stories that you would imagine what those stories are. They're just like that. They tell you some wild stuff. Triple H is awesome on here. The Undertaker, amazing on here. And I saw one last night about how, it was Eric Bischoff, right, started WCW, right, to rival WWE. And Eric Bischoff, who's from all takes that I can tell, a complete asshole, just like a total douchebag in real life. He truly wanted to put the WWE out of business, right? And he had the NWO. It's when Hogan went over there, and Nash and Hall.
He
and the
worked for
whole thing
WWE before he went over. Yeah.
before he left.
He was
yes.
Vince's guy.
Yeah. So Vince, when they went to Raw and Nitro,
Monday
right?
Night
They had
Wars,
Monday Night
baby.
Raw and then Thursday Nitro.
Yeah.
Right. I don't remember how long into the whole having both of them this was, but WCW was having some issues, And Vince went and hired Bischoff back to be the GM of Raw, of that kind of subsidiary of the business. And he snuck him in the building. No one knew he was there. No one knew he was coming out. No one knew he was getting the gig. And everyone was pissed because nobody liked the guy because he'd been trying to put him out of business, right? And Vince and Stephanie say, hey, don't you guys see? This guy spent his life trying to put us out of business. And what have I done? I have hired him back, which means he's a complete failure at what he was trying to accomplish. And now he's joined the exact company he was trying to put out of business.
Hey, if you can't beat him,
That's
join
the
him.
ultimate boss move.
I'd like to
So good.
I'd like to hear the behind the scenes podcast episode talking about 20 years later when Stephanie walked away from the company because her father, who had been suspended, comes back behind her back, buys up the shares or whatever, and fires the board. And I'd like to talk. I'd like to be a fly on the wall Thanksgiving this year.
Was that what he
Crazy,
did?
man. They
He
talk
left
about
and then
He
bought
came
out
back and she
Stephanie.
quit. Yeah. So
They talk about Triple H and Stephanie, how they met, how that whole relationship kind of took off. I see they're so random and they're so damn good.
Oh, that's one of my favorite follows on Twitter, like the 90s and 80s of wrestling. Oh, my goodness,
dude.
I can watch it all day.
Raw is
but I'm telling
war.
you, this stuff on this behind the scenes
Bro,
stuff
it was
about the wrestling is incredible.
There was a
Flair,
point.
Bischoff, like ruined Flair's career, like crazy stuff.
There was a point when it was challenging Monday Night Football in the ratings.
Oh yeah,
It was.
It goes in
That's when I
cycles.
watched it.
It goes in
That's when I
cycles.
watched it.
If you think about it, like, okay, so we had that initial golden age when Hulk Hogan wore like yellow panties, right? And then it kind of like died down a little bit, and then the Goldberg years came back on, and then Hulk Hogan wore the black panties.
Yeah,
And
then
through it
after he
all,
wore
you
the
had
black
Sting.
And exactly. And then it kind of jumped the shark again, but then the Stone Cold years came back, and then it was cool again, and then The Rock came, and now it's back into that era where it's like, okay,
so
we're just waiting.
WWE almost literally was like going to file for bankruptcy. Like they were done. They couldn't, like, after that whole thing, right? And I watched this. Stone Cold literally saved the company. His persona saved the company. And I saw it how his whole, Austin 316, because Stone Cold said so, right? Wasn't a thing. He did it ad lib on at some event. And it totally stuck. And that's what he kept.
Because he used to have
And
hair.
it changed. Yes, he had long blonde hair.
Stunning Steve
Right.
Austin.
Yes,
He was
stunning
like-
Steve Austin.
Yeah, that's
So
what
then
the
he
Stone
changed to
Cold
Stone
Stunner
Cold.
comes from.
Yes.
He always had that move because he was stunning Steve Austin with long locks, flowing blonde hair.
Yeah, and he was going nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then
And-
after
and-
him, he gave way to The Rock, who went even higher.
Yeah.
He did give way to The Rock, but so Austin's career was very short.
Yeah, he got hurt.
His neck
Like
injury.
he
On
got
a
hurt.
pile
Yeah.
driver.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So you think that, like, his career was much longer than it was.
But it wasn't.
No.
And then The Rock was there, and then Cena, who took over The Rock. Cena was getting fired, and started like ad-libbing hip hop freestyling with some dudes in the back of the bus on like one of his last shows in like Indonesia or something. And Stephanie was on the bus, on the front of the bus, and she's like, "Come here for a second. Can you do whatever? Do that again." And she said, "Can you do that in front of people, you think?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course." She's like, "I don't know if I could, but sure, yeah." And that's how his whole persona changed.
You don't
and literally,
see me.
that you can't see me, and it skyrocketed. So he took over for The Rock. So it's wildly cool to see the behind the scenes stuff, man.
They've had some misses too, because before the Stone Cold Steve Austin years, I mean, they had like Doink the Clown.
Yeah.
Literally, that's how.
They had some
that's
bad
why.
stuff.
When you have that, that's why you're
Well,
about to go bankrupt.
I want to see a thing on. So back when we were kids, back in the Hulk Hogan yellow tight days,
Yeah.
WCW
Panties.
WCW had this family, the Von Erichs.
Oh, I
Yeah.
I want to see, and there were some other, and that's where Sting started. Like, I want to go back to see a doc on the WCW back then, back when, back in the 80s.
That was his TNT,
way back. Yeah.
That was like the minor leagues for the WWE.
It was.
Because it became the WWE when the Wildlife, Federation just
But that was the Von Erichs. That was who's the Crusher? Oh, son of a bitch.
Dude, that's how you can say how old. I just figured it out. I'm this many days old. I remember it being called the WWF.
Yeah. Oh, and you know why?
I almost said
why they lost it
earlier, but I didn't want to get censored.
The Wildlife. Yeah.
Yes.
Federation. So they already had it, so they had to change it to the WWE.
I want to know why though, because remember they all of a sudden did it all of a sudden.
I think they had pressure from the Congress. They were pursuing them.
Right.
Talking about Hogan in the yellow tights, right? When he fought Andre at WrestleMania,
and he lifted him.
He body slammed. Andre's back was jacked up, and he was in a brace that you really couldn't see. So he couldn't help Hogan with that body slam. So if you see early in the match, if you go and watch the match and you go to see earlier in the match, he tried and couldn't pick him up. And at one point he said when I went to do it, he's like, he couldn't help me. So I was like, it was really, impossible to do. But he's like, he came off the ropes this one time and he yells at me. He goes, "Slam!" Right? And so he because Andre's, he couldn't really speak, but he did. He was like, "Slam!" And he just ran into him, so it gave him enough leverage to be able to pick him up and throw him down.
Bro, you got to go back to a classic.
These stories are incredible.
Andre the Giant's in a movie. Obviously, you know where I'm going for younger listeners who have no clue. Young Fred Savage. He was in The Princess Bride, right? Oh, no, lady. Right? So that's the one part. Still to this day, oh no, lady. He's
such a good
hello,
movie.
little lady.
But such a good movie, dude.
But such a good movie.
The part that is so funny to me. So Andre the Giant at the end gets a slew of horses out of nowhere. He's got them right, and he's holding them, and then they ride off into the sunset on these horses, including the body double of Andre the Giant, who is literally 1/16 his size. It is so funny. It's just this guy in a wig that you can tell is all but 5'2", because that horse never in a million years was going to be able to hold up his fat ass. No way.
No.
I don't know, daddy. All right.
Should we head on down to Green Tree?
Let's go.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind telling some more wrestling stories, to be honest with you.
Line 72. Line 800.
Let's go.
So as we said, pads are on. Hitting is happening. There's definitely some things I'd like to talk about from the early rumblings we're getting down there. But where do you guys want to start?
Well, the head guy, Mario Cristobal, was on the Joe Rose show. I just wanted to kind of go line by line, item, just do a check-in. Talked about the wide receiver room. One of the first things he talks about, I felt like, we already had our first Al Golden reference earlier. Here's my second one, because he immediately like, yeah, Jacoby George has gained 12 pounds. So he looks the part. Listen, if there was a guy that was going to make the jump, I mean, we felt Jacoby's that guy, but what is your take on him gaining 12 pounds? Is it, I don't want it at the sake of speed. No, I mean,
he didn't seem to think that it was at the sake of speed. He thought it was at the benefit of now him being able to play on the outside and be effective.
Mm-hmm. He also mentions Isaiah Horton, which that name was intriguing last year. And then there was something about Brashard Smith. He's still been a little inconsistent. It's like, dude, it's like year 3. Stop being inconsistent. And then, of course, Kobe Young. And then he praised the two young guys, Robbie Washington and Ray Ray. So those are the names we said last week, and those are the names I found it intriguing because those are the names immediately. We talked about George, we talked about Kobe Young, and obviously Restrepo being healthy is a big thing too. Jess.
I'm going to make a prediction. And I know it's a little early for predictions, but I'm going to make a prediction. And this is going to shock some people. But I'm going to make the prediction anyway because I believe it to be the case. I believe that Colby Young this season will break the receiving yards for the year that was just set 2 years ago.
Wow.
Okay.
I think Colby Young it's going to be proficient, prolific. He's going to have an enormous season.
He's up to 220.
He's everything you want in that main guy.
Everything you want.
Everything you want. We talked about it ad nauseum last year, and really for the last year and a half or so, about having that single guy that is somewhat unguardable. Colby Young's that guy. He's the fastest receiver on the team at that size with those hands. He's the guy, and he's going to have an absolutely monstrous system. Monster year.
You know, one of the other takeaways too, and I was like, you don't say, again, Mario, from Mario's own admission, he's like, Tyler is going to have the ability to check in and check out of bad plays.
Oh,
I'm
is
like,
that what I wanted?
I was like,
that's what I wanted. Wow. What do you know?
after he gets like posterized in the negative varieties, like on the floor with two Duke defenders on top of him, I think it was painfully obvious then that we were screaming from the rooftops, just check out of a bad play. So
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that while this has just been made public now, we knew this was going to happen the minute that Tyler decided to stay.
Yeah,
they had a conversation about this 3 months ago. Like, this is
and
like,
I think, and you got to damn well know, and we can pull back the curtain a little bit. That had to be one of the conversations.
Had to be.
That had to be like, Coach, I love you. I'm willing to stay, but I can't have that happen again next year. I mean, because, you know, draft status, what have you, he's not going to have much if he's hurt. And you run the risk of him getting hurt if you don't let him check out of something that just doesn't look right. If you don't have the numbers to block it, which go back and watch that play, it was an egregious error on the coaching staff. You don't have the numbers to block it, you don't run it. You protect your most precious commodity, and it's Tyler. It's always been Tyler. Protect him, and then you go ahead and do it. So then he talks about the offensive line. The first guy he talks about, Matt Lee, right? Matt Lee was the first guy he talks about, like, because obviously he's talking about to Joe Rose, and he's bringing up the Dwight Stevenson, and obviously Dwight Stevenson is in the Hall of Fame. You know, for the Miami Dolphins center. So he talks about Matt Lee. Then he talks about Inez Cooper, Jalen Rivers, and Javion Cohen. So you that's just your interior lineman.
Well,
because
hang on a second, because Jalen in that conversation is the starting left tackle, because that's what he's been doing. And it leads me to the first thing I wanted to talk about. Can we even count on Zion Nelson? Like, I mean, he hasn't now practiced for a year, right? Like, I mean, what is going on? We haven't heard anything. Like, I mean, it's
Mario talked about him being inside. It wasn't even that talk about him being outside. Now, he did say that that's one of the guys that could go anywhere and play at a high level, no matter what.
But he's not practicing with the first or second team.
I know, but I'll tell you this right now, because OBB alumni, Josh Pate was like, dude, these freshman tackles are as advertised. And he's like, there's no way in the world. And this is from Josh. He's like, Francis Mauigoa is not going to be able to play. He's like, that guy's going to play.
I get it, bro. But we're talking about a guy that was projected as a top 10 pick 2 years ago. And all of a sudden he's disappeared. And we're like, we don't even know, like, what? Like,
and it's injuries. Okay. And you know what? And it's sad. And it's the game of football, because everybody thought Don Chaney was going to be RB1. We thought that Zion Nelson, coming in at 240 pounds from App State, eventually was going to get his thing together, stay healthy, and be, an NFL first-round left tackle. But,
yeah, all right.
Father Time waits for no man, and sometimes Mother Nature, well, she's got a sadistic sense of humor.
She does.
Yeah.
All right. What do you want to hit next, man?
We talked about things with Tyler, also gave praise to Ja'Cory Brown and Emory Williams. And
okay.
guys got this from here. I'll be back soon.
All right, brother.
Okay. Good luck.
Good luck, man. All right, let's get Missing Roman. There we go. All right. So he also talked about portal activity. And we were actually talking about this group a couple weeks ago about what positions we thought were positions of need to target the portal. He went out of his way to kind of put the biggest spot as the interior defensive line, that he wants to get some more defensive tackles in here via the portal. And then he said a couple other spots as well, but he didn't go out of his way to say safety or cornerback, which kind of surprised me.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, from what I'm hearing, and what you could potentially get, I think the safety room has some really, really good young talent behind the two starters, Cam and James. So I'm not necessarily sure that that's much of an issue. The corner, I don't really know. I mean, you think about the guys they brought in last year, right? So you still have Couch, right? You still have the transfer from West Virginia, DP2. But you lost Ivy. And we can say what we want about Ivy, but Ivy played. And at some facets of the season played very well. So, that's a loss. That's a loss for a body, number one. And it's a loss for the fact that he was relatively talented. And you're also losing Stevenson, who, shined at the combine. So I still don't understand that whole 40 thing.
Yeah.
Like, they say he ran a 4.46 or the dude crossed the line. You're looking at
but that was an unofficial
with the stamp. But it was like 4.2 and change.
I don't know.
I don't know. I also don't understand how he ran that fast. Considering you know what? Man, it's so weird. This is weird for me. I have this misconception that players always look faster in uniforms that are not the Miami Hurricanes. When I watch football games on television, and I'm watching, it could be anybody. Honestly, it could be anyone. They just look faster than when you watch our games. The Brashard Smith touchdown, I think it was last year. No, last year was sophomore. Maybe it was 2 years ago. Man, it's going by fast. He caught the little swing route and took it up the outside and up the right. I know he was running. Didn't look fast. Didn't look fast at all, matter of fact.
Well,
I know he's running fast and he scored.
You might be
it's a weird phenomenon for me.
You might be able to chalk that up to HDTV or 4K, because I can assure you that 20 years ago, Devin Hester looked fast.
Then.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe it's the TV
Not
technology.
Now.
It's just, I don't know. Anything. I don't know. When,
Not now.
We don't have a Devin Hester.
I'm telling you, it's a really weird phenomenon.
All right.
For me, anyway. Yep.
Well, Colby should look fast on some plays this year.
Yeah. Huh?
Colby should look fast on some plays.
Colby should look fast. God, he's bold prediction. I think he does it.
Well, and I'll tell you what, I'll give you a bold prediction too. I think the person that Frank mentioned is going to be running RB1 by midway through the season, and not due to injury, because he took the job, and that's Don.
Look, if he can stay healthy, I've said it for 3 years now. He's the most complete back on the team. It's not close. He has all the tools, all of them, but he hasn't stayed healthy.
I know. I'm aware, and this is the last hurrah for me. I mean, but this has got to be it.
Yeah. If he stays healthy, he's the guy.
We deserve good things to happen to us. We deserve nice things.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you think so.
Well, I mean, it's working out for the basketball squads. Like, I think this is the year nice things start happening to us.
That's great.
I think Coach L and Katie Meyer are paving the way for nice things.
Was awesome.
Yeah.
That women's game was great.
Oh, dude, right?
It was so good. Dude, I was so nervous, man. And then Haley shushes the crowd.
Well, I mean,
makes a couple free throws.
That place was ridiculous. Assembly Hall. Like I got to imagine seeing a basketball game there has got to be a lot of fun because that place was loud. And it was packed like 11,000 people for a women's game.
Well, that's the thing too. It's on the it wasn't a neutral site. It was on the road at Indiana.
The top seeds, the first 2 rounds, they're home because no one would go see that at a neutral site. No, they wouldn't. So they wouldn't sell tickets.
No one would travel.
But that's what you have to deal with, and so that's what made us so. And the fact that they didn't have a lead from 2-2, Canes had the lead the whole time. Indiana was never able to come back and actually take the lead. And it was just when she hit when that Indiana girl hit that 3 with I was like, oh shit.
I was like, she hit 2 of them, by the way. She was the one who was a freshman, this girl.
Yeah.
She buried 2 of those things. And that girl is a stone cold killer.
Yes.
Do you see her?
Yeah, she's going to be something.
0 reaction with either one of those. Mm-hmm. Like her face, it was like she had so much Botox in her, she literally didn't move, no expression whatsoever. And I'm like, you don't want to meet her in a dark alley.
No, and then you had the shushing, and
I 100% thought it was over.
And then friggin' Destiny Harden's quote at the end was friggin' phenomenal. It was so great, so great. Miami. First we shush the crowd to show the swagger, and then we say fuck on the post game interview. It was awesome.
100%. I just weren't right with, excuse my language, and kept right on going. Like literally didn't care, didn't flinch. She apologized for it. If that's okay, fine.
Exactly.
If not, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was so good.
It was great. That's been a ton of fun.
That was a lot of fun. Who do they have now?
They have Villanova tomorrow, or today, I should say, at 2:15. Friday, 2:15, got Villanova, and then the men take on Houston at 7:15. And the Villanova game's neutral site now. So, that won't be.
What's Villanova's seed?
Villanova is, they're not a 1 or a 2. They're like a 4, I think. Okay. So.
And their men's is a 4, too, I think, right?
Their men's didn't make it. You're thinking of Creighton.
Oh, they didn't?
Yeah, you're thinking of Creighton or
Xavier. Oh, yeah. Yep.
But, So, yeah. So, back to football. And so we were talking about this, and I think you actually were the one that brought it up initially. So we talked about the portal and the roster turnover. So I guess the number was 20 guys left the team this year. And Mario Cristobal brought it up and said the biggest thing that we did in this locker room this year was addition by subtraction. So there was he went out to say all these guys now want to work. Everyone in that locker room wants to work. They all want to compete. They all want to go nonstop. Boom. That was an issue last year. We saw it with guys not wanting to buy in, but that's why all those guys are gone. And these are now all this is Mario's roster now.
Well, that's the thing. There's two parts to this. Number one, last year, and I did say it. I said it towards the end of last season. Last season was a tryout. It was a tryout. Who can handle the culture? Who can handle what I'm going to be doing here for the next however many years? Who wants to buy in? Who wants to work hard? Who wants to win by working hard, right? I mean, that's kind of like that's the mentality. And the addition by subtraction is the guys who couldn't chop it got chopped, right? They moved along. A very, very telling aspect of that, and we talked about this before, is none of those guys went anywhere that you would say, man, that's a big loss because he went to Bama or he went to Georgia or he went to Arkansas.
I think the biggest one was Tatum, Maryland, right? I think Maryland's possibly the biggest program, right? That we took that took one of our guys.
Yeah, I mean, they all went. There's a lot of
SMU,
SMU, but it's a lot of G5.
A lot of G5. No, that's what I'm saying. I think Maryland was
a ton of guys went to G5.
Was like the biggest
and
P5.
I mean, it's telling to me, right? So you have guys that are leaving and they can't go to major programs. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you're 100% right. As we've said in the past, with the portal, you're able to create a team and a roster based on what you want within 2 years, done, over, stamped, approved. This is your team now. This is everybody that you wanted. This is 2 full cycles of recruiting 2 full cycles of the portal. There should be nobody on this roster that doesn't, quote, want to be here and want to be a part of how he's coaching and what he's coaching. There's no excuse for that.
No.
Before, you could get 2, 3, 4 years. He needed some cycles. Some guys left. You couldn't fill the spot. The depth sucks in this. Not the case. These are your dudes. So it's 100% on them right now. 100% on the coaching staff.
And I think this coaching staff, without the egos, I think he even implied to the Joe Rose interview that it's just it's a lot of collaboration. It's cohesive. It's just a lot of natural fits. Everyone's working well together. Listen, I think, it's fine on paper the first year coming in with, the all-star staff and the buzz that creates, but it also brings plenty of headaches because all those guys had egos. It was good to see, though, that Kevin Steele is the 4th-ranked defensive coordinator in the country. Now that he's at Alabama. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, of course, you have to.
Whatever. I did find one thing interesting. So talk about the defensive side and who's running with the 1s and the 2s. We talked about it last week that Francis Maioga is most likely going to be starting at linebacker. But that Wesley is running the second team alongside Flag, and Keontra is running with the 1s right now. And Mario actually made comment about the 4 of them as just a unit and the fact that there's just a lot of motor there and energy and pushing each other, and he's feeling good about that group.
Yeah, there's a lot of young guys that are very capable. So we'll see how that kind of transpires as we get into the summer workouts and the end of fall. Will
Malik Bryant get in or
have?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have Wesley, who should never come off the field. Truly. I mean,
what he did the last handful of games last year.
There's no reason for him to leave the field. So you have Wesley. Keontra is, we know he's got that motor. We know he's a hitter. We know he's capable in coverage. And then, as you said, the Malgoa, they're the young kids. They're the kids that came in this year with Bryant and a couple of the linebackers that popped up. Those kids are going to have a chance. I don't know if they'll unseat, and we talked about this before. I mean, there's 1 or 2 linebackers that I'd prefer not to be the starter, and it's not because they're not great people, but you're not going to win at the highest caliber. What is it? Caliber. With those players as your starters, my opinion.
Right.
So, are the freshmen able to come in and take some jobs? I don't know. I mean, like Wesley did it last year. You saw him just short, little here, little hair. Then all of a sudden he was popping up pretty good. So
I would say, I like the fact of the prospect of having Malagoa there as a starter, just because I want to have a veteran there, just because. Like, I can't be having broken assignments among my linebackers. You know what I'm saying? And when you're relying on freshmen and second, I don't want to, so I'd like to have that veteran presence there that can kind of, so I like that. Having freshmen and linebackers makes me nervous as fuck for that reason.
Yeah. I mean, having freshmen anywhere defensively or on the offensive line for me is a little nerve wracking, but I'll say it. If you're going to have Malgo on the defensive side, I think Francis starts at right tackle. I think he starts day 1.
Yeah.
And never leaves the field probably. I mean, he's everything and then some.
You think Jalen is the other tackle?
I mean,
that's who's there now.
I think that Jalen would probably be right guard if Zion is back.
That's what I would think, but who knows if that's ever happening?
Yeah, but if not, if Jalen is good enough and has proved his worth well enough to be starting at left tackle, he's been playing pretty damn well.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
So, to not rush Zion back, to think that he can be that guy, he's that guy, right? I mean, you're counting on Tyler to be the guy he was 2 years ago. You brought this offense in for that to be the case. You got Coop, you got Lee, you got Cohen, and can Jalen be that guy on the left side on the outside? if he's there, I think he's there for a reason. I don't think he's there because somebody just isn't ready.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. Okay, I got you. Yeah, no, yeah. I don't think that I mean, listen, if they thought that was the case, I think they would have brought in a tackle through the portal if they had concerns about that. So obviously they have to feel confident that even if Zion isn't able to go, that who they have in the room, they're good moving forward with.
Yeah, I mean, and they speak incredibly high on Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Cooper is supposedly that guy.
Yeah.
And they said it last year. He said as soon as he saw him, the first couple practices, whatever, you knew that he was a pretty special talent. So him being at right guard, they're big. They're really
huge.
big now.
Yeah.
And they can all move, which I find pretty interesting.
Big and athletic.
Can move. You know, I mean, Cooper played fullback a little bit last year. In short yardage stuff near the goal line. So he's a mobile dude. At that size, he's massive. I mean, I think last year he was 340-ish.
Mm-hmm.
So having him at guard is pretty impressive. We got him next to Magoa, and then Lee is he's an animal. And then Cohen, who hasn't given up a sack his entire college career. Like, that's...
that changes like day one, like drive 2.
Yes. I was going to say something as I was spitting that out and decided I was just going to let it go and not be negative.
Yeah.
And you filled right in for me.
Well,
so I appreciate that.
I mean, come on now.
I literally thought to myself, it won't take long for that to change. That was my initial thought.
Yeah.
As I was saying that he's never given up a sack in college.
I would like to know if BTB could find me the odds on that. There's got to be a futures bet I could make on that.
Oh my God. If Tyler is upright, if Tyler can have the ability to get in and out of, oh my God, so tired, in and out of bad plays, or out of bad plays into good plays.
If you can do that, we're averaging 35, 40 a game.
Upright, dude. It's
35, 40 a game, 10, 11 wins. Let's go.
It can be really, really, really good.
Coastal ACC title. Let's have at it. Last year was an aberration. Was curious to see who exactly. Someone urinated all over our boy Ducky today. Man, he was just incredibly negative.
Oh boy!
Oh Jesus Christ! I don't know what spurred that, but out of nowhere it was just wow, just with ferocity, just everybody. Jesus, they posted the picture of Alonzo talking to Xavier, and holy Jesus!
Oh jeez. Well,
Doc,
I mean,
have a drink.
I will say the defensive side of the ball, and you'll like this and you'll question this, but the defensive side of the ball is giving the offense fits.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I love that because I know what this offense is capable of with Tyler and the scheme that they're going to be running. They're capable of being really, really good.
Well, and we use the word innovative to talk about this defensive coordinator. So I'd like to think that things the offense are seeing now are things they haven't seen before or not very often.
Yeah, yeah. The defense is getting the better of the offense, from what I understand.
And that's without guys like LT getting run. So, I mean, yeah, that's good. Listen, hopefully all the young defensive ends are getting plenty of reps because this is a big year for all of them. Well, you're just Mr. Yawny.
Bro.
All right. Ro will be back in time for 5 questions.
It's one of those things. He will?
Yeah. He said he'll be back in like 15 or sooner. And that was like,
okay.
That was like 5 minutes ago. All right. So we got Sweet 16, men and women. That is happening tomorrow or today. So you got game at 2:15 on ESPN or ESPN2. And then CBS will have the men's game against Houston at night. And we got to throw out congratulations to the baseball team. They've won 5 straight. 15-6 now on the season. They beat FAU 10-5. Yeah. Yeah. So we at Wake Forest now for the weekend, and then they got FIU, and then they got FSU coming to town next weekend. So definitely get tickets if it's not already sold out. Get out to the light for that threesome.
FSU, they garbage or what?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't think they're very good, actually. I mean,
That would be
totally
disappointing.
wrong.
I mean, I would like to think that all three of the big three Florida schools are always going to be like top 25-ish. Let's see, baseball rankings.
Yeah, I don't think they're very good, though.
I don't even think we're ranked.
I may be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I'm Googling this, so we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna find. Here we go. D1 baseball rankings. Florida's 3. Let's see. Miami 17. All right, look at that.
FSU's 12-7.
Yeah, they're not ranked.
No.
Grand Canyon's 25.
Hey.
Florida Gulf Coast is 19. No shit.
Hey.
All right.
Nova on that list?
No, Nova Southeastern not on this list. No. Like, dude, I was when I saw that, I was like, hold on, because I saw it a few days ago when they were going to they had advanced to the Final Four and they were 34-0, and I'm like, hold on a second, how has this not been like publicized at all? Just I guess overshadowed by FAU in Miami, but damn, dude, like that's impressive as hell in basketball to have an undefeated season. That's like UNLV back in the day.
I'm going to tell you something that I probably should admit. But I'm going to tell you this anyway.
All right.
I didn't know Nova had a basketball team.
Oh no, yeah, they got a baseball team, and yeah,
I know they have a baseball team,
and I know
baseball team is always pretty good.
Bro, their golf team wins national titles like crazy. Division II.
They do.
They play at the course across the street. That's their home course,
Grand Oaks. Yeah,
and apparently when you drive by with a list, they won at least like 5 or 6 championships. Hold on,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know how many, but I do know that they have
That's
one.
interesting. I didn't know.
All right, yeah,
Didn't know that.
There you go.
Didn't know. Now you know.
Now you know. All right, should we talk about some of our friends?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Yeah.
Start off obviously with the big boy, edmorse.com. You see the hat right now, Ed Morse Automotive Group. You also see a little banner down below there, Teddy Morse's Daytona Harley Davidson. So whether you're looking for 4 wheels, 2 wheels, whatever you want to do, they had a great time apparently at Bike Week. I'd like to interview him after a Bike Week. Like that's stories right there.
Yeah. Stories.
Yeah.
I saw a video of him getting home. He was tired.
I would think so. I feel like I see him all the time now because the commercials.
10 days or 2 weeks, like crazy.
No, he owns the Daytona Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
It's like the Mecca.
Yeah, it's got his name on it.
All right, so if you want to get a car, all the brands, bro, they've got the price protection promise. Buy it online, go into the dealership, pick it up, edmorse.com, and make sure you let them know the Orange Bowl boys sent you. Manscaped. Promo code OBB.
Go get your lawn mowers, your trimmers, your clippers, your ball odorant, your spackle, your whatever you can get for your. Yeah, I mean, maybe you want to encase them. Maybe you want to make a gold. What do you call those things? A gold, not a statue, but like a mold. So you can put a gold mold on your desk or in your bedroom. You can put a gold mold of your testicles on your wife's nightstand.
A gold mold of the testicles. Okay.
On your wife's nightstand. Yeah, for Manscaped.
Okay.
Don't
Promo code OBB. Remember, they have the beard stuff now. So if you have a goatee or a mustache or a beard, they got the accoutrement, the lotions and the gels and the whatnot, the styling stuff, the mousses for the men's facial hair.
Is it the mousses or the moose?
I don't know if they have facial hair mousse. Is there? I don't know if it's
Mice.
A mousse.
I just didn't know what the plural of that.
Mice.
I think it's meese. The
Mises?
plural of
Ooh,
moose.
I love those mises,
Is
the
mises.
pieces.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, Manscaped. Use promo code OBB.
Do we have any games there, Scoopy? Anything that we want to for our boy BTB?
I don't have any games.
I saw BTB's not covering Live anymore. Apparently, he's upset. He said, something about the credentials and.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why would they piss off BTB?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
He wasn't happy.
Oh boy.
Is that recent?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'll find the tweet. Go ahead.
Okay.
Talk about the
you
package.
can, so beatingthebookie.com, that's where you get all your packages. That's also where you get the free plays, which he's still putting out. Hockey, the past, I don't know, month, he's been murdering hockey. Again, tonight, another 2-unit winner, couple single winners, like just crushing hockey. Doing, and March Madness was cool. He was out of Vegas all last weekend. So that was fun to watch. He won like 40 grand and some parlays the other day he played that he put, like, trust me, you want to make a little bit of money, do it for fun, do it for whatever you want. You can follow him on Twitter and TikTok as long as it's up, and Instagram and all that good stuff at Beatin' the Bookie, and beatingthebookie.com for all of your packages. 30 days, 6 months, a whole year, multiple sports, just one sport, whatever you want. Get the package, make it happen.
And then once you got those bets and you're looking for a place to go ahead and place them so you can win some money, that's why you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Sign up with the promo code TPPN. New customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly, win or lose. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code TPPN. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. And those of you in Florida where we cannot yet bet, you can sign up for the daily fantasy with that promo code TPPN and also get a cool sign-up bonus as well.
And admit it.
Five questions.
All right, here we go.
I got the first question.
I know which one you're going to do, too. All right, go ahead.
It's the first one you're seeing because I'm sure you're seeing.
That's a great
If
question.
you can place any object on the surface of Mars purely to confuse NASA scientists, what would it be? And I have no idea why this random item came into my mind, but this is a blast from the past. You know what I want to put there on Mars?
What?
A Teddy Ruxpin.
Jesus Christ.
Hello, my name is Teddy Ruxpin. Oh. I wanted one of those so bad when I was a kid, but we were too poor. We couldn't afford one.
Mm-hmm. That'd be a good, like if the Mars rover just stumbled across a Teddy Ruxpin just sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's going to confuse the hell out of them.
Yeah. All right, I don't know why I'm saying this, but it popped into my head and it stayed there for the last 30 seconds. A working toilet.
There's a lot that goes into making that working on Mars. You know, there's plumbing.
That's what I'm saying. It would raise so many questions. Like the little rover could go over and it flushes.
Like
and it's blue water.
Huh?
Oh my God. It's really good.
It's late, man. It's late.
It's really good. It's a good one. I was thinking Baby Yoda.
His
Just
name,
have he'd just be sitting there.
his name be Grogu.
Grogu.
Just be sitting there.
Yeah, Mandalorian season 3 is out. It's
I gotta.
pretty
Don't
good,
say nothing.
solid.
I haven't seen it
Oh,
yet.
it's out?
Don't say nothing.
Yeah,
I haven't
it's
seen it yet.
I haven't seen
It's
anything either.
4 episodes in. It's 4 episodes in. Yeah,
Oh, really?
halfway.
Is it any
Halfway
good?
marker. So far, so good. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I like last year a
watched it.
little
I
bit
watched the
so
first 2.
far, but there's some high point moments.
Okay.
There's some high point moments. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Here's one for you. Question 2. Which actor or actress do you despise so much that you won't watch a movie with them in it?
We're in the same wavelength because I was going right there.
All right.
I was following it up right there too.
Didn't we just have a
doesn't-
question like this last week?
No, but
No.
it's my answer similar.
What do you
He
mean,
doesn't
no?
do
We did,
movies,
though.
but
We didn't.
movies.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't do this.
No, we didn't do
No,
this.
we didn't do this. He doesn't do movies, but I hate him that much. If he did a movie, I'd never watch. Jerry Seinfeld.
We had this question last week.
It was about shows. This is a movie.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't, because I said David Spade.
Yeah. This was something. It was different. It wasn't about. Yeah. This is. We're despised.
What
Wasn't
movie?
part of it.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
He wants us to
Same
use a
fucking
different
question.
question. He wants
Same
us to use
question.
a different question.
All right.
It's the same. It's the same pool of people. David Spade.
Yeah. I was gonna say Ben Stiller.
I like
See,
Ben
he
Stiller.
doesn't bother me. I like Ben.
Find him annoying.
I mean, come on, you can't not watch the what's the show with him and the parents?
I'm gonna wait for you to think
Meet
of
the
it.
Fockers.
Oh, why'd
Meet
you
the
help him?
Fockers.
So I would have never thought of
I
that.
didn't register what you were
Ever. I
saying.
would have never thought of that. It's so good. Meet the Fockers is so damn good.
Mm-hmm.
It was a trilogy, right? There's 3 of those.
There's definitely 2.
That was really good. I think Ben Stiller's pretty good.
All right. Question 3.
Museum thing, I've never really.
2 or
Got
3?
it.
Okay, we'll go 3.
3's good.
All right, 3's good. All right. I don't want this to get political.
Oh God.
Who would you love to see imprisoned?
You can't say her. Don't say her name, Scoop. Don't say her name.
That's what I said.
Don't say her name.
Non-political
Yeah.
answers only. Non-political answers. I know there's somebody at the tip of everybody's tongue that wants people want seen arrested.
So
but I'm
who
not
should
trying
be
to
in
go there.
jail?
Oh
Yeah, who should be in jail?
Who should be
I
in
can't
jail?
even think. I can't even think of somebody other than her. Like it's like think of somebody not her. Think of somebody not her. Think of somebody not her.
Non-political.
And all I can think about is her.
Of course.
Dude, it's so easy to go political now.
Why did you do
But
this?
we can't. But we can't.
Why did you
Anything else?
this?
All right. We'll change it. We'll shift the avenues, right? We'll shift the avenues. I want whoever syncs up the red lights in South Florida, I want them arrested immediately. They need to go to jail without parole for the mandatory sentence you could do it because you are terrible at your job. You can't have a light 50 feet away that turns red while the other one turns green. Defeats the purpose. You guys are idiots. I want that guy arrested.
Can't you just put on your little sirens and go through that shit?
Well, not in my POV.
Oh, you don't have a little glove compartment siren you can put on?
No.
Like back in the day, the 70s TV shows, cop shows. They put that solo thing right on the top of their hood.
Reach right outside
Yeah,
the
right
window.
on the window.
Bam.
Boom.
Tales of Police.
Dukes of Hazzard, bro. One
Frank
in
Drebin.
Dukes of Hazzard that was like, he threw right up top every time, every show. So,
Nice beaver.
Roscoe
Thanks.
Pico Train.
stuffed.
Yeah. Nice beaver.
There you go.
He's looking up her dress. Thank you. I just got it stuffed. I love slapstick.
Oh,
beaver.
God.
Yeah, so that's who I want arrested.
Okay.
All right.
Get creative, boys.
Who would you like to
Stay
see
away from
imprisoned?
Creative.
God.
He wants to say it so bad.
It's ruined my thought process.
Mm-hmm.
You asking this question because
Of course it did. He can't come up with anything else.
I can't come up with anything else.
Anything else. I got one. I got one.
Okay. All right.
And she lives in Florida. Casey Anthony.
Ooh, okay.
Pretty good one.
Yeah. Scoop, I'll help you. Since we're talking about Florida, she immediately came to mind after Toast. The Catch Me Outside girl.
Oh, there you go.
Go to prison. She needs to go to prison. Catch Me Outside? How about that? You don't know the Catch Me Outside girl?
You don't know who Cash Me Outside is? Oh, my
Catch Me
God.
Outside. Oh, dude, just
Oh, bro. Cash Me Outside.
how about that?
She was it was Dr. Phil, right?
Yeah, she said.
She's from Boca. Oh, fuck.
She was like from down here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Boca.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
No, I don't know
Cash
who
Me
that is.
Outside, girl.
Yeah.
What the hell's her
Catch Me
name
Outside
again?
girl.
Bad
All
Bobby.
right.
I got one.
Bad Bobby. Danielle Bragoli.
Yeah, there you go. A fellow Paisan.
I have one that's not Hillary Clinton.
Oh, fascinating.
O.J. Simpson.
All right.
Yeah.
He's been in jail
They should put his
once.
ass back in jail.
Yeah. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
All right, let's see. Ooh, okay, this is a good one. What movie didn't age well?
Didn't age well.
Did not age well.
Wow, that's a tricky.
Well, I'll tell
that's
you
a tricky
this.
one.
I'll tell you this. I had no idea the other day, and I don't know if we had this discussion or if I'm having major deja vu, but I realized there was a Never-Ending Story 2. Never knew it existed.
Had no idea.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay.
And I watched it, and that movie did not age well. That movie, Never-Ending Story, the first one, was awesome. It was fantastic. It was everything 80s. Who didn't want a flying dragon with a dog face? Everybody loved Falcor. Everybody wanted a flying dragon dog face.
Yes.
And they managed to, like, the voice that they used for Falcor, I'm like, it's not even close. It's not even close. It's like if you went from Elmo to like Ed Orgeron.
That was Treyu, right?
You know? Yeah, Treyu was now he's back in this, and obviously they had totally different actors for everybody else. Yeah, Never-Ending Story 2, you didn't age well, buddy.
All right. Man, I don't know.
I've never seen that movie.
You never seen that movie?
Never-Ending Story. It's
Yeah,
good.
it's
You
not
should
a
watch
Scoop
the
movie.
original one.
He's not
Yeah,
into
but you can watch
fantasy
it with
shit.
the girls. You can watch it with the girls. It's a good movie for the girls. It is. Even though it's old school, you'll get a kick out of it. I was laughing at some of the tropes that would no longer be acceptable in today's movies. I'm just like, ooh, yep, can't get away with that.
I'm thinking, you know what? Didn't age well. I got to go with Ace Ventura.
You don't think it aged well?
I don't think because of that last scene. Nowadays, I don't think that ages well. I think Dan Marino probably regrets doing that now.
The Finkel and Einhorn thing?
The Finkel vomit scene at the end.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Good answer. Toast. Scoop's got nothing.
He's
again.
pissed.
Look at that face. He's defeated.
I am defeated. It's late, and
All
I
right.
can't think of anything. You ruined my entire thing
With
by
that
not
question.
allowing me to answer
You
that
wanted
question.
to say-
Just say it. Just say it.
I did. I said it. I said it by not saying it.
All right, what question are we on now?
I don't know.
Listen, Toast, I found this question. It is. I don't want it to be entered as an official question, but it's certainly a funny question to me. Did Noah, and this is
I was looking right at this.
Noah's Ark, have woodpeckers in the Ark? If so, where would you put them? That's
It's a
a great
fascinating question.
question. Yeah, Noah's Ark. He took 2 of every animal, but where you put the woodpeckers?
Above the waterline. That's all.
Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
okay. We got a woodpecker outside of our house. Been working on a tree the last week. So I was walking Stella, and it does the little, and then I'm just walking by going, You know what that's from?
That's a good
Woody
movie,
Woodpecker.
actually.
What
You
is
seen
what movie?
The one with, I think it's called Woody.
Oh, is it
Yeah, it's like a digital
Woody the
you know,
Woodpecker?
people and like Woody.
Okay.
Yeah, the girls love it. It's actually pretty decent.
All right. We have one question left, or is that it?
One question left.
All right. Here we go. This is a good one. What's the best drink?
Can't be water because that's water.
Fuck
That's
no,
its own
dude.
thing.
There's a right answer to this. The best drink is a milkshake.
Is that really even a drink?
Of course, it's a drink. You drink it through a straw. It's a drink.
Yeah, but you can use a
Eating
spoon
It's
too.
not a drink. You eat it.
What do you when you
substance.
eat it? What kind of milkshakes do you have that you eat it?
Those are malts. Malts.
Not a Wendy's, like a milkshake.
That's a Frosty.
Yeah, a milkshake you suck through a straw. You don't eat it. You don't chew it.
Well, I mean, you're eating it. Are you
I
drinking
don't know.
it?
I don't know.
Well,
There
if you
could be so
hold
many
on.
subclasses.
If I take a glass and I put a straw in it, and I put a milkshake in it, or if I put water in it and I'm drinking it through a straw,
I guess it's drinking.
Yeah, but Frosty throws that argument right out of the
Oh,
water,
100%.
you-
Probably
yeah,
no-
well, it's
no
not a frosty.
sucking the
I said a
Frosty through a
milkshake, not a
straw.
frosty. Frosties are annoying.
It's kind of a milkshake.
It's annoying because it's not a milkshake. You need a fucking spoon. And if you're
100%.
driving in your car, you
yeah.
can't fucking need a goddamn frosty. You need a fucking
True.
spoon.
It's true. It's true.
Water that shit down, Wendy.
Wendy. I miss Dave Thomas. He was a
God
G.
damn, Wendy, you ginger bitch.
That's his daughter. He made Dave Thomas made Wendy, and that's his daughter on the front of it. That's cute.
I met Dave Thomas once. He used to live down here. When he passed away, he lived right off of Cypress Creek Boulevard in US 1.
Nice. Probably like in a little penthouse up there.
Oh, and he had a nice little house. There's an old community back there. Yeah, gated community.
I'm sure he had a little coin.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're the
Okay,
inventor of Wendy's.
a little bit, yeah.
His burger's much better than McDonald's.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
They're shrinking though. They're shrinking fast.
And it was the greatest, at least in my lifetime, could be the greatest fast food commercial of all time was the Where's the Beef?
Oh, and it's so funny how we both thought of that. We thought about, out of all the questions, we said, where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
Who, out of the billions of commercials, we came up with where's the beef. That's still one of the OBB's greatest. So what's the best drink? I don't know. The only thing that's coming to mind is probably a weak answer, but I'm just thinking the athletic background. Like, dude, if you're busting your ass, you're playing like football or basketball, I don't think there's anything better than a nice, cool Gatorade. Like, Gatorade when you're thirsty is badass. Non-alcoholic. There's some really good alcoholic drinks, though, that would trump that. But there you go.
I'll go with Coca-Cola on ice.
Oh,
Coca-Cola on ice is pretty special drink.
especially with the little
Pretty
teeny
damn
ball
good.
ice. The little.
So good.
Yeah.
So check this out. I am going out to Utah in May, and remember what we were saying? Jordan told us about the drink they have out there, where they take Diet Coke and they put coffee creamers in it.
Okay.
That is a huge thing.
Yeah,
They
it's
actually
like,
have-
it's like a thing.
It's a thing. This is actually a chain of restaurants that serve these fucking things. So I'm going to actually try that. It's one of the few regional things left in this country.
Okay.
Diet Coke with weird ass coffee creamers.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. All right.
All right.
I mean, you got to do something.
And
to
that's
help with
5
Diet
questions.
Well, so the booze out there's only got 3.5% the beer.
Coke. In Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably smart.
Mormons.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
All
I'm
right.
gonna have to drink a lot of it.
I'm so happy I got
well,
back for
your-
5
your
questions.
Altitude's a little high, so
Oh, okay. That's what. Yeah. All right.
it balances itself out.
Okay.
I
Denver
think.
doesn't go down to 3.5%. Just saying. I've been
So-
there.
Yeah, no.
So like last random thing.
Yeah.
Just kind of wanted to share because 5 questions is totally random. So Siri's a little temperamental. I think I like Alexa more. I want to break up with her. So she just doesn't answer questions. So I wanted to tell my son Franco, because we listened to the Chris Daughtry, Separate Ways. And I said, you got to listen to Steve Perry. He's amazing. So I said, hey, Siri, can you play Separate Ways by, oh, look, there she goes. Go away, Siri. Can you play that by Journey? She doesn't play it, but she starts the Pandora channel Separate Ways, including Journey Radio. It has not stopped playing on my phone since. It was about 2 weeks ago. It is the best channel ever. Like, sweet dreams are made of. Next one's like Loverboy. Next one's like Def Leppard. I'm like, this is the best. And like, randomly Metallica's One starts playing. I'm like, this channel's on crack, and I love it. I love this crack. It's such audio crack. It is so great. It is such a great channel. I highly recommend it.
All right. What are we naming this bad boy?
I didn't write anything down.
Neither did I.
There was a couple funny things earlier that was said. It's not a milkshake.
Hold on. I think I know what it is. I think I know what it is. Nova has sports.
Nova has a basketball team. I'm telling you, just get the guitar. Just learn a couple chords and go play on the quad. Get yourself an attorney.
All right.
Yeah, there's med school down there too.
I'm good. Look,
You're
whatever
good?
you want.
All right.
Whatever you want.
That is it. We'll see you boys next week. Go Canes tomorrow. Get a couple W's. Oh my God, I'm yawning now too. And baseball kick Wake Forest ass over the weekend. And hopefully when we talk to you guys again, the Miami Hurricanes men's and women will both be in what they call the
Elite
Final
Eight.
Four.
Oh yeah. The next time they will play the Elite Eight in.
Yeah, the Elite Eight all gets
16-8.
sorted out this weekend. We'll know the Final Four on Sunday.
Hey, let me quick shout out before we end. CJ Kafis, bro, National Player
Yeah,
of the Week.
saw that.
It's 750 with 3 bombs, and then the very next game hits another bomb. So
there you go.
Bombs away, Miami Hurricanes are like top 5 in the country in home runs hit as a team. It is have an opportunity to go watch them at the light.
Yeah,
Fun
man.
to watch.
Yeah, they will be at Wake Forest. Then we got FSU coming to town after that. They're number 17 in the country. And lastly, if you have time, go to sportspodcastawards.com and go ahead and vote for your boys. We're in 3 different categories. I'm thinking the comedy category might be our best opportunity, but who the fuck knows, man? If you want to vote, we'd appreciate it. So that's it, man. As always, go Canes!
Yo!
Bang.
That's another episode in the books. The Orange Bowl Boys are brought to you by Ed Morse Automotive Group. Visit edmorse.com.